On the left, at the top of the bridge, is a very slanted little house, the lockkeeper's house of the St. Anthony Lock. This was once one of the sea locks of Amsterdam. Rembrandt once lived behind it, in a house with the window shutters. This is the Rembrandt house. To your left is the Waterlooplein, or Waterloo Square. This is the most famous second-hand market in Amsterdam. The market sprang up as a place to trade in the middle of the Jewish quarter of Amsterdam. The market is open from Monday through Saturday. We are now sailing the Amstel River. In the past, the Amstel was one of the rivers that used to flow out into the sea. The first inhabitants settled on the estuaries of this river, founding the place we have come to call Amsterdam. The first inhabitants built their houses on the higher ground. These first inhabitants were fishermen and farmers. On the left-hand side is the Waterlooplein, or Waterloo Square, now largely covered by the City Hall and Music Theatre. This used to be the centre of the Jewish life. The Blaubrug, or Blue Bridge, we now see before us, featuring pylons decorated with images from the Dutch Golden Age, was built in 1884. In some respects, this bridge is a copy of the Pont Alexandre III in Paris, and it was named after its predecessor, which was a wooden drawbridge painted blue facility for over 300 years. The Waterbrug, or Skinny Bridge, we see ahead of us now, is one of the oldest bridges in the city. This bridge, that was constructed in the early 17th century, commemorates the even narrower bridge that was located here before that. We are now getting to the Herengracht, or Gentleman's Canal. This canal was dug in the 17th century. The canal houses here are the largest and most beautiful in Amsterdam. On your right, at number 605, you can find the Willem Holthausen Museum from the late 17th century. This museum has been completely brought back to the lifestyle of the regents in the 16th and 17th century. Right, at number 579, we can see a house with a beautiful statue on the facade, depicting St. George and the dragon standing on an elephant head. We are now approaching an exceptionally beautiful spot. On our left side, we can see the 7 arched bridges of the Reguliers Canal in a row. This is probably one of the most photographed spots in Amsterdam. Where the richest merchants used to live in the 17th century. People who had made it big in this powerful trading town obviously had to show it. Their houses had extra large doors and small upper windows. This would make the buildings look even larger and higher. These houses are now used as banks, office buildings and consulates. In the past, a single family would have lived there. The door underneath the stairs was strictly for the use of staff members to build two identical houses. To your left, at numbers 362 to 368, you can see some magnificent merchant houses from the 17th century. Many kinds of facades, but the most common are the stepped gable, the bell gable, the neck gable, the frame gable, and the spout or funnel gable. You can see that each house has a hoisting beam high on the facade. As doors and stairs in houses in Amsterdam are very narrow, moving is usually done using the windows. The stairs of these houses were this narrow because residents had to pay taxes based on the width of the houses on the canals. That is why they tried to build houses as narrow and deep as possible. And that is why many had back annexes, because it was cheaper. In the 17th century, a particular style of construction was called op de vlucht.